In Dark, there have been 2 or 3 mistakes of production that have been corrected. Such is the case of the badge with the name of this nurse that now, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we can confirm that she is Helen Albers, and we can confirm that she will be the mother of Katharina. Or like the calendar that many people thought was not marked on purpose. Well, yes, it was a mistake and they already solved it with the magic of After Effects. Although Dark has tried to be the perfect series, these small mistakes caused a lot of questions, but today we will list the 20 questions that will be solved in Dark Season 3, or maybe not. Who is truly Bernadette? Although we already have a half answer since we discovered in Season 2 that she shares mother with Torben Woller. Therefore, we can know that her original name is Bernard Woller. But we really don't know if this character will play a more important role in this new season and if this gender change will have an impact on the B world. How does Elisabeth injure her face? We know that Elisabeth's face was not always disfigured. This happened after she gave birth to Charlotte, and we can recognize it in the photos she takes with her beloved Noah. We don't know what happened in that time interval, and maybe we will see it in the last chapters. This also raises the question of how this paradox is generated that blows each and every one of our heads off about how you can be your own grandmother. Why does Jonas change his name? We still have a long way to go before we know the origin of the name change from Jonas to Adam, which we will discover in that 33-year period when he is Jonas as an adult. There are theories and some unconfirmed proofs that Jonas traveled with Magnus, Franziska and Bartosz to the year 1888, and within that period they will be part of Mundus for still unknown reasons. But there is the question of exactly what year they will travel to. Who invented the dimensional sphere? At the end of the second season, we see Marta from World B with an artifact that does not allow her to travel in time, but between dimensions. We can draw theories that probably the creator of this sphere will be TANNHAUS from the parallel universe, since it sounds obvious, but nothing is confirmed yet. Who is Agnes' grandmother? When it was going to be revealed who would be Agnes' grandmother, and therefore her mother, Claudia and Tronte interrupt her to inform that Gretchen was lost. Could it be that they wanted to give us a clue with that scene and Claudia is related to Agnes in some way? Who sleeps in Noah's house? Noah tells Helge that when he was a child, a character apparently coming from a war said nonsense in the room next to him. The emphasis on saying that he was a child makes us rule out that it was young Jonas when he arrives in 1921, since Noah would be at least 18 years old at that time. Once again, it could be a mistake in the script and his reference could be to that Jonas. Why does the picture change? One of the questions that intrigued me the most when I started watching this series. The photo of the candles is shown very differently in several scenes. Some of them are seen smiling, some in a darker environment, and some with just the part of Ines cut off. It could be an important detail or a minor one. Who is TRONTE'S father? Just as it is important to know who Agnes' grandmother is, there is also the question of who TRONTE'S father is. We know that Agnes was married for 15 years with a priest who wasn't a man of faith. Theories suggest that this would be Bartosz. In my point of view, I think that the tattoo is something that the priest of Mundus have to use, just as Noah does, since a production worked to elaborate a tattoo of these dimensions to end up with a character that only appears for a few minutes aims to be an important detail. If this theory turns out to be true, we could generate more connections in the family tree, where it would be revealed to us that absolutely all are related. as the slogan of the series, "Everything is connected," mentions. Who are the people in this picture? Something that makes all of us who theorize about this series bite our nails is trying to discover who all the characters in this photo are. It's clear that half of them haven't been in the series. Of course, this adds more mystery, but you can be sure that all these missing connections will be revealed to us. How did H.G. TANNHAUS adopt Charlotte? We know that TANNHAUS is not Charlotte's real grandfather. Somehow, one of the characters influenced Noah to take Charlotte into the past and be Elizabeth's mother. It is a situation similar to the paradox that TANNHAUS himself explained with his book. By putting something or someone in the past, it loses its true origin, just like these two women of the Doppler family. Why does Michael show up with the God particle on his face? These scenes have caused huge controversy in the community of dark theories, that if Michael is Adam and he disfigured his face with the God particle, that he would share the scar for having hanged himself, his magic skills, among other explanations. I'm not a fan of this theory, but we know that Michael had contact with the God particle in those 33 years, between his childhood and adulthood. We see it reflected in the drawings of his workshop. So this question would be one of the greatest revelations of the last season. Who is Peter Doppler's mother? In general, I think it would be more important to ask ourselves who are Peter's real parents. In a conversation with Charlotte, he mentions that he arrived in Vinden in 1987. Something particularly impossible since Helge always lived in Vinden since his father was the owner of the nuclear plant. Helge is never shown to us in a relationship, but we see that he lives alone in a shack. So there should be signs of a son. Who is Alexander Tiedemann truly? We know little about this loose end in the plot. We know that his real name is Boris Niebold, and that he was allegedly involved in the disappearance of the real Alexander Tiedemann, brother of Officer Clausen, and that we know they come from a town called Marburg. Does Boris have any connection to time travel? We know that Boris is a metallurgist, so it could be him who built the gates connecting the three eras. What will happen to Hannah? Hannah travels to 1953 to make Ulrich's life miserable, and we see scenes that denote a possible relationship with Egon. In my opinion, this could be an opportunity, since we know that Doris, Egon's current wife, will be involved with Agnes, and they will be the ones to get the house where Ulrich and his family will live. Still, we don't know what role Hannah will play in this era. How did Woller lose his eye? Woller is one of the most mysterious and connected characters in the series. He is involved with Charlotte, Alexander, Bernadette, among others. But just as we were about to discover how he lost his eye, Torben, Woller and Clausen are about to have an accident when they cross paths with the adult version of Claudia. Theories suggest that he also would have heterochromia, the change of color in one eye, and therefore a familiar relationship with Claudia. Who is Silja? The character who welcomes Jonas to 2052 will be an important character in the plot of the third season, since we have confirmed the actress who will bring her to life in her adult version, actress Lizzie Pernhaller. What we don't know is the relationship she will have with the families of Vinden. What is the real origin of the St. Christopher's necklace? Jonas finds this necklace in the sand near the lake, where a lady supposedly drowned, according to the legend of Bartosz. Popular theories suggest that this lady would be Hannah, since we see her in pictures of the production wearing this necklace. So this could be a possible answer. What will happen to Katharina? Katharina arrives at the doors that connect the three different eras, and we see that she is the one who generates the connection by opening one of them. What we don't know is what will happen to her. Will she be able to travel to the past? We also know that her version in the B world will most likely disappear, as we see her mother apparently hitting Helge. You can see this and more theories in another video I made up here. Who wrote the Book of Prophecies? One of the most important questions is who wrote the Book of Prophecies that Noah and Claudia carry with them. Someone who saw absolutely everything that happened. Maybe it's just one author or multiple, since this series has many elements of Greek culture as well as the Christian religion, and it could have the same meaning as a kind of Bible. Who is Helge's real father? We know that his mother talks to Noah and confesses that Bernd is probably not his father. Noah holds his hand a little bit suspiciously, and many think that Noah would be his father. We still don't know who it will be for sure, but we could assure you that is not Bernd Doppler. Are there any other questions I forgot to mention? Please write it down in the comments. It would help me a lot if you share this video with all the fans of this wonderful show. See you in a future video.